You're watching Well Traveled Life with Jonathan and Jennifer.
Today, we want to talk to you about the tech we use when we're traveling. For tech travel, for our purposes, we're constantly weighing what it is we're going to do, how much we're willing to carry or can carry under the circumstances. Are we flying? Are we going by boat? And we've kind of factored that all in. I think you can't talk about tech without talking about how you're traveling, the kind of luggage that you're bringing, that kind of thing, because we have a focus on traveling light. Gradually, over the last couple of years, we've reduced the number of bags we're carrying. If we were carrying 2 big bags, 2 small bags, and backpacks, we could carry a lot more gear. We don't want to be trapped by our bags and our equipment, so we've really pared down the tech we bring. So we're using that tech to create the content that you're viewing on our channel. So we're shooting videos, we're taking photographs, we're using a drone for overhead shots, we're recording audio, we're doing interviews, we have lights. When we started, I thought we needed a lot more tech, and when we're at home, we use big cameras, big lights, separate microphones, all that kind of stuff. But when we're traveling, we just don't have the luxury of doing that. We've tried it, and it's hard, so we've reduced it. I want to talk about what we have actually pared our kit down to, and that is I will usually bring 1 or 2 camera bodies, full-size mirrorless cameras. I have a Canon R5, an R6, and R7, and depending on what we're going to be doing, the kind of content we're going to be creating, I'll change the cameras I'm bringing, maybe just bring 1 camera, and the lenses I'm bringing, telephotos or wide angles or kind of all-purpose shots. Over time, we've learned we can create a lot of good content, both video and photography, with our iPhones. As our iPhones have really gotten better, increasingly we find that our iPhones are adequate for everything that we're trying to do content-wise. I will bring our 2 phones. I'll bring a couple portable lights. We're using them right now to film this video. The lights we use are this size. They're rechargeable. They fit on top of your camera. Both my camera bodies are in cages, and it's just a wraparound metal thing. That serves a couple purposes. It allows me to attach accessories to cold shoes, uh, a microphone or a light on there, but it also protects the camera body without adding a whole lot of weight. So I feel more comfortable doing that, and I leave those cages on. As far as memory, in our 2 cameras, or the 3 cameras that I'm bringing, I keep 2 512 gigabyte cards in there, and I have them set up so it'll fill 1 card and then fill the other card, or I can set it up to record video on one and photographs on the other. But I have found through experience that even when we're gone for weeks, months, that's plenty of space on those cards, because if I feel like they're starting to get full, I will download those onto our laptop or our hard drive. Which brings us to the next piece of hardware gear. Besides the phones and the cameras that we use, we both use Apple MacBook Pros as our laptops, and we do editing on those, photographs, videos, but we also can download our videos and photographs from our cameras if they start to get full. We travel with several solid state drives that are anywhere from 2 to 4 megabytes. These are really fast, they're rugged, there are no moving parts. We'll bring several of these with content we've already created for the videos we're going to be working on during the trip. So we'll have content on here, but we carry enough blank solid state drives that the new content we're creating, we can move to there if our cameras are getting full. We carry a bunch of batteries for our mirrorless cameras. We carry a couple of V-mount batteries. This is a V-mount battery, which are larger batteries that we can use to charge all of our equipment, the cameras, drones, our phones. In addition, both of us have a couple of cases that we can put on our iPhones, which are iPhone 16 Pro Max, that add a little battery to it. And basically, with one or two of these battery cases, we found we can go all day, even if we're recording a lot of video. In addition to filming videos and taking photographs with our two cameras and our iPhones, we're also shooting drone footage. This is a DJI Mini 4 Pro, which is our current drone. We also use sometimes the older version of this, Mini 3 Pro, but this is our current drone for that. We carry a bunch of batteries for that, charging. We can recharge those batteries from our V-mount batteries that I showed you earlier. And we just carry enough that we can kind of drone all day.
This is my choice for drone bag. I tend to be the drone caddy. I don't actually do the drone flying. That's all Jonathan. But as the caddy, it's really important that I have all of the stuff in here that I need. So this outer pocket is where we keep accessories like filters and extra propellers and an extra SD card and that kind of thing. But inside it has the V-mount batteries, and it has, I think we carry with us 8 batteries. With the V-mount batteries, I keep 2 little USB-C charging cables. And so I can take the batteries as soon as Jonathan's finished droning, I can take the batteries and recharge those using the V-mounts, and they'll be ready to go when we're at our next stop. If we're in a car, I can keep the batteries in the car, and I use that as my charging station, so that when I'm actually out and about, all I'm carrying is the bag with the batteries, and I'm able to put like my Pocket 3 in here. I can carry my own phone in here. If I need a selfie stick for anything, I can carry that. And this bag becomes my carry-all for the day. So this tends to be my day bag. I can find space in here for a credit card and a driver's license and a little bit of cash, and that gets me everything I need for the day. So this is my day pack, if you will.
I try to get all of my tech equipment, all of my cameras, flashes, lenses, in a regular camera bag, and for my purposes I found that about a 25-liter bag is perfect size, not too big, will hold all of this equipment. It will still fit in an overhead bin in a plane, and that just works perfectly. What I really don't want to happen is to have to check my camera equipment. That would just, it's too delicate, it's too valuable to me. So I want to make sure everything that is delicate, whether it's laptop, cameras, lenses, that I can carry it on board. And so I will use this 25-liter bag. I'm sort of self-limiting myself. This is PJY's one bag, and it's 25 liters. It's what I would call a medium-sized bag. I've certainly got bigger camera bags. It's got dividers inside. It holds everything from my laptop to my cameras, the lenses with Velcro dividers, all that kind of stuff, with plenty of room for all my batteries and small lights and microphones and that kind of thing. But I can carry this on. I know it's going to fit in an overhead compartment. I know I'm not going to have to check it. In addition, I will carry a small roll-on bag, and usually I can put one of these under the seat and the roll-off up above me. But that is sort of our basic gear for traveling. Once we're there on location, we don't need that big bag to go out in the field. I probably just want to carry my phone, a camera, maybe 2 lenses, the drone in that bag. And for that, I just carry a small collapsible day bag. The one I use is not a particularly made for cameras. It's big enough and it can carry on my back all of the camera equipment I'm carrying for that day. Filters, wireless mics. We will carry a couple of sets of wireless mics just to always have a backup. This is the DJI wireless mic. It's 2 microphones and a transceiver. Wirelessly connect a phone, either of our mirrorless cameras, our Pocket 3 camera, an Action camera that can all be connected with this. We also will carry another set of wireless mics. I'm wearing one of those made by Neewer, which we found very reliable as well. And we found sound comparable. They are all wireless, they are all rechargeable, and they enable us to keep moving around. We don't have to be right next to the camera to get good audio.
I just want to say a couple of quick things. I much prefer these newer wireless mics to the DJI. I know if you look at the reviews, DJI is going to win every time, and they probably are. But I have just had too many problems trying to get them to sync with the old iPhone 15, and I've had too many problems with them just not doing what they're supposed to do. This is reliable, plus it's tiny. If you look at these two size-wise, this is much smaller. It's lighter, way lighter. It also has a digital readout. It shows me what percentage it's at, and that's really handy, so I know it's at 96%. This one, DJI has a dot system, so it's 1 to 4 dots, and you can kind of assume in there somewhere. But this one gives me an actual percentage. It's lighter, it's smaller. So for my purposes of trying to go light, this is just a space saver and a weight saver, and I prefer using them. I've had a couple of epic fails on the Neewers, but user error, not the Neewer error.
I also carry a number of filters. I'll keep a UV filter on all of my lenses just for protection, but I will carry neutral density filters for the drone and for the camera. They're like a pair of sunglasses for your lens. If it's very bright outside, you're filming on the ocean or on snow or just a very bright day, I'll put an ND filter on. I can force my cameras to film at slower speeds to get a little more cinematic video. I'll also carry a circular polarizer. Again, if we're filming on water or around glass or metal and there are a lot of reflections off the water or metal, that circular polarizer can cut out those reflections and increase the contrast.
I use the Action camera. I have about 4 of these that are all underwater sports style adventure cameras. We've got the GoPro Hero 12, we've got the DJI Action 4, and then we have some sort of no-name knockoff brands. And I use them all for different things. So we do a lot of filming from a car. So as we're driving, I like to have a camera either up on top of the car or on the windshield or the back window so that we can film that. Sometimes we'll film from inside the car, so we'll have it on the windshield watching us. Certainly when I'm diving or snorkeling, I always bring an Action camera with me. So of course I have the waterproof cage that it goes in. And then I think the biggest problem I have with the Action camera is all of the different mounts. And you can do the bike mounts, and you can do the the arm mounts and the chest mounts and the head mounts. There's so many mounts, and I can spend more space with Action camera mounts than I can with the Action camera itself. The other thing I've become a real fan of is these suction mounts. And I'm gonna actually tell you, I don't like this one. I took this one with me on our last 4 or 5 month trip. I used it a lot, nobody liked it. So I am not going to bring this one, it's too much. Again, too much size, too much weight, and I didn't find that it worked all of that well. What I did love about it though is the way that the suction pump works. You put it on a flat surface, you pump it, and you can just feel it grab, and there is no way to get that thing off without lifting from the tab. It is secure even when I'm driving and have it outside the car. Jonathan has been doing a lot of research and has found me some new mounts. I will be using a different mount next time. It will be essentially the suction part without the arm and the wing and all of that kind of stuff. So just the suction mount. It does have a pump action, which I really love, and that's going to be my new toy. The reason we have 4 is we will often do multiple shots with the Action. So we may have one inside facing us, we may have one outside facing the road, and I may have one in the back that's looking to see where we've been. I have seen photographers do things where they put one like down at the bottom of the car so you're getting the road. I think that would be really cool. I have not been that bold yet, but we'll see. We have a lot of driving coming up in 2025, so we'll see what I do.
If we're, say, going to Alaska, we're doing a lot of wildlife, I will make sure that I've got a long telephoto lens. If I know we're not doing that kind of shooting, I'll probably go with a mid-range lens like 24-105 just for walking around town. That's kind of my standard lens, which is this lens on this camera right here. It gives me everything from wide angle shots to short telephoto. So just walking around town, taking pictures of buildings, people, that's perfect. When we went to Alaska, I brought this lens, which is actually a 100-500 zoom lens. It's very light for as long as it is. And on 100, it's a short telephoto lens. At 500, kind of allows me to cover everything that I need, for wildlife. Zoomed all the way in at 100 millimeters. It's impressively short, not too heavy. At 500 extended, still not too long, still the weight's the same. So this really worked well. If you saw our video about whale watching or the bear photographs in Alaska, this is perfect. These lenses all work on all three of these bodies, depending again on what we're doing. The R7 camera is a crop sensor camera. It acts to basically crop the image so it appears to be 1.6 times the length of the lens. So a 500 actually looks like an 800 lens on the sensor. So I might use that to get even closer. Or I can use my R500 and it's 500, and then I can just crop the picture in and get kind of the same effect. Having two camera bodies in a lot of these locations allows me to switch between lenses pretty quickly without having to take a lens off. When we were bear watching, I carried two different lenses out there.
I do carry a bigger backpack for travel like Jonathan. I like to have all of my tech stuff with me. You can't check the big batteries in anyway. I carry a big backpack. This is my big camera backpack, and what I love about this bag, and I really love this bag, it's got a padded backside, so I can keep my MacBook Pro in here. It feels safe. This pocket, I can keep my mouse and my charging cables and my headphones in here because that's what I use for editing. I'm also able to keep a couple of different hard drives. So this bag will carry all of the tech stuff in this pocket. And then this pocket, I'm able to put in clothes, a jacket, enough to get me through at least a solid weekend. And then it's got this really great water safe pocket, and this, I keep all of my toiletries in here, so if anything spills, breaks, falls, whatever, it's safe and it's not getting the tech equipment or the clothing at all wet. The front pockets, I keep things like business cards and a pen and stuff that I might use regularly, and in here I keep things like chapstick and maybe shortbread or something like that. This is my travel backpack. This is what will go on the plane with me. I keep one big portable power bank. It's not a V-mount, it's just a typical power bank that you would get, but I can usually charge my phone 5 or 6 times on that power bank. And those you can't check in, those have to go into carry-on, so that works great. The other thing I really love about this particular case is it's got the top handle, it's got a side handle, it's got a back strap to go over my luggage handle, it's got a chest strap that I can tie, and it's got padded arm things. So it's really not uncomfortable for me to carry. And there is a hidden pocket back here for passport, cash, big stuff that I'm afraid of getting lost. And the good news is when I'm traveling, that's up against my back. So nobody's going to get into that because they can't reach it. So this is my go everywhere backpack.